Today, I'm going to teach you how to reverse your sleep cycle. I'm in the middle of doing a series of courses from the US. I live in Australia, and because of that, the time zones are never ever in line. So I've had to learn how to teach myself to be up all night and how to go to sleep through the day and how to be able to be awake and alert and participate for a 5-day intensive course from the US. There's a couple of different little tips and hacks that I've picked up along the way, and I thought I would share them with you today in the hopes that they help you survive your backwards and forwards online courses and give you the tools to be able to switch your sleep cycle. Tip number 1 is all about scheduling. So check the agenda as soon as it's released. Once you have the exact agenda times, use a time zone converter to actually put it into your iPhone diary. Exactly the time that it's going to start, even if it's 2 a.m., because you need those pivot points to figure out what time you need to wake up, what time you need to be eating breakfast, what time you're going to be at the event, and what time you actually need to put yourself to sleep. Tip number 2 is talk to your family. Anyone that is living with you or that is going to be impacted by you being up at weird hours, let them know in advance what to expect. Sometimes I've gone away completely from my family home and done the event in a hotel room so that I'm not bothering anyone. When I do book those hotel rooms, I always book the ones furthest away from people so that if I'm like jumping around or dancing or there's music in the middle of the night, it's not going to bother anyone. When I am at home, I make sure that I know what we're doing throughout the event. So for example, we're doing a Tony Robbins ice bath. I found out what time it is so I can move my family to a different room at the time that I need to be doing the ice bath, because it turns out it's like 2 a.m. in the morning for us. Tip number 3 is figure out the space that you're going to be in. Are you going to be in a particular room? Are you going to be in a different location? I'm going to be in my office this time, so I'm not bothering anybody. But figure out in advance exactly where you're going to physically do this conference. Tip number 4 is figure out your food in advance. Do all of your groceries in advance. Even if you're staying at home, pretend that you're going away. You need to be fully immersed in this event. So figure out your breakfast, your lunch, your snacks, what you're going to be drinking, like literally figure out everything. When I went away last time, there was a little cafe across the road. So I looked at their menu in advance. I figured out exactly what I could eat, what their opening hours were. Again, you want to be fully immersed in this event. You don't want to be distracted by trying to figure out what to eat. Number 5 is prep your space in advance. I am just about to start cleaning my house. So tomorrow, which is the day before, well, technically the day that I start, even though I start at 11:30 p.m., I want my house to be clean. I want all of my space to be clean. I don't want to have to do laundry. I don't want to have to vacuum. Again, fully immerse yourself. Make sure everything is organized in advance. So clean your home, do your dishes, and do your laundry. Tip number 6 is all about your bedtime routine. So whatever you usually do to go to bed, do exactly that no matter what time you're actually going to sleep. So this time I have to put myself to bed around 2 or 3 p.m. So there are a few things that I do to make sure that I'm actually putting myself and my body into that sleep state. So closing all the curtains, making sure it's pitch black. I have a little eye mask that I wear so that I don't know that it's daytime when I'm sleeping. I use little essential oils as well to put on my pillow. I have a nice cup of tea. So I go through my full bedtime routine, shower, pajamas, everything exactly as I would if I was going to sleep at a normal hour. Tip number 7 is to use your phone to prompt you. So I use alarms both when I'm waking up and when I'm going to sleep as well, so that it keeps you disciplined. Otherwise, it's really easy, even if you're exhausted after a full night of doing a conference, to kind of do little things throughout your day. So prompt yourself exactly when to go to bed and actually do it. If it says go to bed at 2:30 in the afternoon, go to bed at 2:30 in the afternoon, which is going to give you the 8 hours of sleep that you need to then wake up, have breakfast, and actually enjoy the conference day as if it was at a regular time for you. Tip number 9 is to actually get up and get presentable. Pretend you're actually going to be at a real event. You wouldn't go in your pajamas, you wouldn't do it from bed, okay? You're not going to get the most out of your event if you do those things. So get up, shower, do your full face of makeup if you wear makeup, put on the outfit that's going to be comfortable for you. I tend to wear activewear so that I can still be comfortable, but also I feel together. I feel put together. So always make sure you get dressed and get ready. Tip number 10 is to have breakfast. I know it's going to be like 10:30, 11:30 p.m. when you're getting up, but actually treat it like it's the morning. Have a proper breakfast. So I always eat breakfast food when I'm getting ready for the conference. I have lunch food when they say it's lunchtime, and I have dinner food even if it's like 12:30 in the afternoon, because that's my dinner and now I'm putting myself to sleep. So do exactly what you would do in a normal day, but do it at the times that you scheduled it according to the agenda of the country that you're tapping into. Tip number 11 is to leverage sunlight. So when you wake up in the middle of the night, it's going to feel awkward for the first few days to actually be alive at that time. As soon as it's daytime, open the curtains, even though it's going to with your head a little bit. Open the curtains and get sunlight into your eyes. It's going to allow you to keep going. It's going to allow you to stay energized. And then you're basically just purely going off discipline after that. But getting that sunlight in your eyes is going to activate your body to actually stay awake and alert for the rest of that event. Tip 12 is to get active throughout the event. Do not just sit there and expect yourself to somehow miraculously make it through. You won't. You're going to fall asleep. Get up, stretch, dance, participate, especially if you're doing a Tony Robbins event like me. They're super active. Get the rebounder. Do the things that are going to keep you really active. Get your body moving. Anytime you feel tired or lethargic, get up, stretch, do some squats, jump up and down, dance whenever they prompt you, like actually participate in the event. Otherwise, you're just not going to be able to manage. Tip 13 is actually have your sustenance pre-prepared in advance. Drink water, tons of water. I drink probably 2 or 3 times more water when I'm doing an online event than I do in my day-to-day life. And I already drink a lot of water in my day-to-day life. So overhydrate is going to keep you alert and aware. Have snacks ready. Don't deprive yourself. You can go to the bathroom. You can go and do the things that you need to do through the conference. So hop up for 10 or 15 minutes if you have to. Bring yourself a snack. But again, try and pre-prepare them so that you don't get pulled out of that state of immersion. Tip 14 is to have an accountability buddy. If there is somebody else that you know going to the event, text them, stay in touch with them, make sure you're all moving and doing it together. When you're doing it alone, it can be really challenging. But if you actually find a friend, even on the mutual Zooms or the meeting rooms or wherever you are, have somebody that's holding you accountable and that knows if you're not there and that is going to prompt you to say, lunch is done, quick, come back down. It's much, much more fun doing it with a friend. So if you can, find an accountability buddy. And tip 15, lucky last, fully immerse yourself. The whole conference is only going to go for a couple of days. So do the hard things. It's going to transform you. Commit to it. Just keep showing up. You can take little breaks, but just keep showing up. Fully immerse yourself, commit to it. Otherwise, it's going to be a total waste of time. So if you've already put your money, your resources, your time, your energy into this event, just have fun, enjoy it for what it is, and show up at 100%. I hope these tips have helped you reverse your sleep cycle. Let me know how you go and enjoy your virtual event.